Scott, you're going to be up first again, and then we'll get going on the rotation. Why don't you scoot up a little bit, Coleman, so you'll see you up there. You're a little more centered, and you can take that off now.
All right, get us going here. Yeah. Good to see you, Coleman.
Good to see you guys.
I'm curious kind of how you see your fit with this particular team this year. Just kind of where have you fit in so far?
So far, I mean, our offense is it's kind of ran through our four-man, making passes, slipping out. But this year, I think the main focus for me is just coming in and doing everything that Coach Underwood asks, is rebound, play hard, play physical, and just get adjusted to, the Big Ten play style and the college play style. And, just get adjusted for this year. But, I mean, like I said, our offense is really kind of based off of our four-man this year, looking high-low for Kofi, setting slip ball screens and kind of freeing up our guards, and then pick and popping. So different stuff like that. But, just really trying to get adjusted for the next level and this level of college basketball.
I know Coach Underwood has said that down the road, or maybe even a little bit now, that he can see you playing the three, even some. Just what do you feel like maybe that versatility to go 3-4? I mean, I guess even maybe small ball five kind of does just for your chances to get on the court.
Just being able to not only like play offensively like in multiple positions, but guarding multiple positions, that's a huge thing. Being able to, I can switch on anybody. I can switch on bigs. I can switch on guards. Being able to guard them. So I think that's a big part of getting on the floor, just being versatile. And sometimes having maybe other teams don't have an answer for me because I'm a 6'10" 3 guard or 6'10" center. Like it can differentiate from like a whole bunch of different positions and different options. So yeah.
I guess in the months since you got on campus, I mean, have there been any challenges you feel like you've overcome already, or areas you've felt like you've grown?
I think just being mentally focused. I think that's a big part. In high school, you can really get away with like a lot of, not like I'd say like messing around, but like just like not really being locked in. Now I feel like I'm way more locked in, learning a lot more, and just growing every day. And that's unique about me is I'm not gonna stay in one spot. I'm gonna keep growing every day. So I'd say like really locking in, staying focused, and growing almost every day is like one of my biggest improvements for this year.
All right, thank you.
Okay, Jim Cotter, you're up.
Hey, Coleman, good seeing you again. I know when you played at Prolific, you played with a bunch of, star-studded players, and now you've gotten here. And at the time, the last time I think I talked to you, Io and Kofi hadn't officially made their decisions to come back yet. What's it been like playing with those guys, amongst Adam and Andre and Trent and DeMonte and everybody else? I mean, the list just goes on and on.
Yeah, I mean, it's been great. That was a big part of my decision too. I feel like, once time moves on, I feel like me and Kofi can have one of the best high-low connections in the nation. And then, you have players like Io, who's like, he's dead eye from now. I mean, last year he was more like mid-range. Now he's extended his range a lot more. He's in the gym shooting every day, working on deep threes. So he's just dead eye from almost everywhere now. But having those guys, it's just really fun to compete with them. Like you said, the list goes on. Like I'm in practice competing, guarding everybody from Trent all the way to Kofi. So going against these guys it's great. And like I said, I learn every day and I improve every day. So that they're helping me improve a lot every day.
I know, I know. In the grind session, when you guys played on that circuit, you were playing against a lot of top level talent. What's it been? How has it been different to you playing, at this level against some of the same, guys? And you're probably going to see some of the same guys at the collegiate level this year.
I mean, it kind of prepared me, but coach kind of stresses like every day, like there's a lot of differences between high school and college, and that's what I recognized early. Like the defense, like, I mean, here you gotta get to a gap, you gotta get to your man. It's a lot more specific things in defense rather than being in high school. I mean, you are playing on the grind session against good people, but it's not the same as being here. And you actually really got to know how to play defense, how to support your team on defense. But the grinding session is a great outlet to, improve and better and compete against the best competition. But it's a lot different from college. I will say that.
Thanks, Coleman. Appreciate it.
Yep.
Hey, Coleman, what you've been saying so far matches up with what we've seen from practice, which is you guarding Trent, basically, as a guard. Are you working out with the guard groups as well as with the bigs and the wings?
Well, when we break up, I usually go with the bigs, go over ball screen coverages. But when we're together on the court, it's I'm really not a point guard. I'm not a point guard, but yeah, that was Coach Underwood right there. But I mean, I like when we're together, I'm literally like everywhere. So it's like almost 1 through 5. Like I'm everywhere. I can be guarding Trent. I could be guarding Kofi, and the 4-man switches off a lot too. So it's literally like I'm all over the place. I mean, if there's slip ball screens, emergency switches, set ball screens, switch. So I'm, like I said, literally guarding almost 1 through 5, different things like that. So, yeah.
We know that the coaches and the managers keep a chart of every statistic imaginable. So maybe you know what percentage of your shots currently come from deep as opposed to inside the arc, maybe?
Well, personally, I don't know that stat, but a lot of my shots, I mean, they do different. Like I said, differentiate throughout practice. I mean, some days, like I won't be getting those looks. Some days I'll have to be throwing a lot of high-low pads. Some days I will be getting those looks. I think it just depends a lot on ball screen coverages, because like right now we're working on teams going under. So I mean, sometimes I have to rescreen and then pop. So a lot of the going on ball screens, they might get confused, come with me. They might go with Trent, Io, and then leave me open for pops. But yeah, personally, I don't know that stat for deep range shots, but there is times where I get a lot of open looks.
And that's the second time you've mentioned high-low. Do you get as much of a thrill out of a good low post feed as you do out of hitting a three?
Oh yeah, for sure. I love making plays for my teammates. Hitting Kofi high-low, that's a great reward for me. Makes him feel good. It gives us a boost, momentum boost, gets him dunks. So it makes me happy for sure. Yeah.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Brandon, you're up.
Hey, Coleman. How do you think playing at Prolific Prep against so many good teams is going to help prepare you for the Big Ten?
Well, like I said earlier, Prolific Prep, it's a great program, but comparing high school to college, there's a lot of stuff that I like, even like playing at a high level in high school, like I'm like, wow, like I wasn't taught this in high school. I mean, it does like offensively and defensively, it does prepare you more than regular high school. I would say that, but there is times where I'm like, coach is telling me stuff. I'm like, wow, like I wasn't taught this in high school, and that's mainly on defense, like getting to a gap, like I said earlier. Different types of, like, even closing out, like everything is just, it's like way more detailed. And yeah, Prolific does do a good job of definitely teaching you, but there's just a lot more that was left out, and that's just high school and college. That's just like the difference. So.
You played with a talented backcourt in Jalen Green and Namari Burnett. How would you say those guys kind of compare to the guards you're playing with now?
I mean, Jalen's, he's a pro right now. So there's going to be pros on the court almost every night we play, especially this year with our schedule. So Jalen and Namari, both McDonald's All-Americans. So I'm going to see those basically every night. And then it also helped me really kind of like find my role and what I do best, you know, making passes for them and not really worrying about what I have to do, you know, offensively. You know, maybe my offense is setting a ball screen for them, and that's my assist. So that too also helped me find my role. And then I'm doing the same thing here, just trying to find a role for my team. And yeah.
And then earlier we kind of talked about your guard skills. When did you kind of start to develop those? Because like with your height, you'd think you'd be a post player, but have you always had these guard skills? And is that always something that you've wanted to work on?
Yeah. So since I was young, I mean, I've always been like the tallest on the team, but luckily, in high school, I was never like, you know, I was always skinny. I was never like big and like, you know, like a big. So in high school, I mean, I was always like a 4'3", and then like 7th, 8th grade, I've always just been able to dribble and pass. Like those were my main focuses, like making passes for my teammates and different stuff like that. But yeah, in high school, I was lucky enough to where like I was the tallest, but you know I wasn't like the biggest, so I didn't have to play the 5-man spot. And then that's another thing with Prolific, we had NBA level size, so we had people in those positions to play the 5, and I was able to step out and play the 3 and the 4. So you know, I think it was just good situations for me in high school, and you know coming up, just being able to do that on my own.
Thanks, Colin.
Yep.
Hey, Coleman, you've talked a lot about Prolific, but you guys had cameras following you. You guys were one of the top ranked teams in the country. You had all this attention. Does any of that translate just for your ability to know how to handle that to coming to Illinois? You guys are a top 10 team. You know, a lot of people are talking about you. Are there any similarities there for you that you can kind of lean on experience?
Definitely like just talking and doing interviews and different stuff like that. I think that definitely prepared me because, you know, that at Prolific, we always had like different, I'd say like resources and I don't know how to describe this, but like outlets to where we were always communicating with different people. Like I was in a situations where I live with a host family. You know, there's situations where you always have to get out your comfort zone. It's at Prolific. You know, you're talking to different people. They bring in people to come talk to you, or you're talking to somebody who owns a company and they're trying to get a deal with them and sponsor your team, different stuff like that. So definitely like getting out your comfort zone and preparing for like talking with media. And like you said, having the cameras follow us, knowing what to say, knowing what not to do, different things like that. I think that stuff definitely helped.
And you touched on finding your role last year on that team, and I mean that is a kind of a direct correlation. And did it help to know how to process that and know how to understand where you fit on the team in high school? I mean, did it make it easier when you got to Champaign?
Yeah, definitely. Just identifying early who I can work with, the things I can do with those people. You know, Jalen and Amari, I know they're great offensive players. You know, I knew what they wanted to do, the spots they wanted to get to. So now I'm kind of, you know, identifying that on this team. You know, I know Io wants to get to dribble pull-ups. Trent can hit spot-up threes. He can run off, hit coming off ball screen threes. You know, Adam is a dead-eye shooter. Georgie, you know, you get him in the post. He can pump fake, do his jump hook, look high-low for Kobe. So identifying different things that players do well, and then seeing how I can fit to make.
She just came through.
Ball.
Oh, you didn't see her message?
Hey, whoever's called in here and is not on mute, please mute yourself now so we can continue. Sorry about that, Coleman.
My last thing for you, Coleman, is what do you envision your role on this team being this year?
You know, I envision my role someone who can, you know, impact probably off the bench, come in, give good amount of minutes, get offensive rebounds, you know, get some assists, share the ball, and you know, maybe get some focus off our guards like Io and Trent, you know, be able to pop, hit threes, make open shots, come into the game, you know, and be trusted by my teammates and the coaching staff to come in, make shots, and do what I have to do defensively as well. I think defense is going to be a big part of, my playing time this year. I think my offense is, fine, but I think defense is the main thing. Defense and rebounding. I think those are the two biggest things that I need to do for this team and be able to stay on the floor. So defense and probably rebounding and not making open shots for sure.
Awesome. Thanks a lot, Coleman.
Yep. Thank you.
Hey, Coleman, good to see you again. Kind of wanted to follow up that question. It sounds like you're already very prepared to kind of come in as that off the bench guy, kind of providing a spark. Knowing the attention that this freshman class is getting, but a lot of that going to Adam and Andre, do you kind of like maybe being a little bit under the radar where you can kind of just go on the court and, maybe not be that first option teams are focused on and kind of just make an impact any way that you can?
Yeah, I mean, it goes both ways. I mean, even off the court stuff, like with media and everything, I let like people say what they want to say. I let people talk about who they want to talk about, because deep down I know, who I played against. I know what I can do. I know the things that I can do to help impact this team. But some people might not know that. And then, like I said, I'm getting better every day, and just come in, impact the team. That's like my main focus too. And not really for like the attention. Just getting things done and doing what Coach Underwood wants me to do, doing what the team wants me to do, and get trusted by them. And then coming into the game and help team win. So yeah, I mean, it's like Adam and Andre, that's great for them. But yeah, that's really, not my focus. I'm happy, like you said, like honestly, that they can have all the, following and stuff like that, but not really my focus,
Is that, attitude kind of something that you kind of just came in with, or is that something that you've maybe developed with some conversations from some of the returning guys who maybe, as an early player in their career kind of just knew their role and were able to thrive in that?
I think it, before I came in, even in high school, that like I played with Namari my junior year, and I played on many AAU teams where I'm not the main guy, but I can still impact the team. So I think focusing on just impacting the team and not worrying about who gets attention and stuff like that, that was kind of early. And then for this team, I think like I never really like I read what people say, and like sometimes people will doubt or they'll question me. Maybe this guy has to redshirt, maybe this, maybe that. And like, I just see it and I kind of laugh about it, because they don't know really what the things I truly can do. And I know what I can do. And I think it kind of fuels me, to be honest. Like people give other people attention, and I've either played against them and I know like, oh, this guy gets all the attention, but I'm kind of left out. But that kind of just fuels a fire for me.
Thanks so much, Coleman.
Yep.
Hey, Coleman, can you kind of tell us, what part of your game that's, been a shock to you since you've been in college? Is it, the mental part of the game, the physical part, the speed of the game, getting your shot off quicker? Is there a part that kind of shocked you a little bit, that saying, hey, I really need to work on this because this is a lot different than what I'm used to in high school?
Yeah, definitely defense and physicality, two big things. I mean, like I said earlier, defensively, they teach you very little in high school. Like Coach Underwood and Coach Shin, it's been a lot of details. Like it's been little details that I got to focus on, like mentally, and just get to my gap, get to the blue line. That's what we talk about. Not hugging my man, different things like that. And then physicality, like I just got to know mentally, got to go rebound, hit people to get rebounds, and just be more physical, because people are going to be trying to bump me. I'm not the biggest guy on the court. I'm tall, lanky. I need to be physical, hit people first. Coach says like first blood, go hit people and be ready to be physical with people.
Okay, follow-up question. When fans see you on the court this year, what do you think your biggest asset will be? Will it be your ability to stretch the floor, shooting at the 4 spot, or will it be the passing? Coach Underwood said when he recruited you, your passing abilities were just outstanding. But I've also heard good things about you being able to stretch the floor, and as you mentioned, the high-low with Kofi and Georgie.
I think that's the biggest thing is probably I wanted to be passing, especially like you said, high-low passes for Kofi, Georgie, but then also like you said, stretching out defenses. I think that's what people are expecting to see, but what I want them to like really notice from me is improvement, especially on defense. And then, there's been a lot of emphasis on rebounding. I want to be one of the best rebounders for this team. Coach sometimes mentions that we lost like Andreas Felice. Andreas Felice was he was a dog. He went to rebound a lot. He was a great offensive rebounder. Allen Griffin was a great offensive rebounder. And I want to be one of those guys who can offensive rebound for the team and, maybe get like 6 points a game from just offensive rebounding, different stuff like that.
Okay, thank you.
Hey, Coleman, you were talking about obviously guarding 1 through 5 as a freshman. How much responsibility is that to remember all the different positions that you have to go and do you pick different people's minds from Trent to all the way to Kofi?
Yeah, I mean, it's been tough, but, I have the coaches there to remind me, sometimes it's like small details, sometimes it's a big detail, but they're always right there to remind me what I got to do. And I think my defense has improved a lot. It's just gonna keep getting better. 1 through 5, remembering what a blue is, remembering what what a weak is, remembering how to guard those. Remembering I'm not guarding the 4 right now. I'm guarding a 3. So what do I do in this ball screen? Different things like that. It's a lot, but I'm definitely working on it. And over time, I feel like I'm going to be able to, be one of the best defenders in the country, especially guarding like multiple positions.
Appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, Jeremy, you're up.
Hey, Coleman, just hearing you talk about the game and the way you analyze it, it seems like you've been around the game a while, and I know your dad. Has that always been a part? Like, how much has he rubbed off on you with the game? How much do you guys talk about it?
Yeah, we talk about basketball all the time because, I say this all the time, like even like the directors at Prolific and all the high school programs I've been a part of, like I hit the lottery with my parents. Like my dad he's legit. He played D1. He's not like other parents who's they're there for their kids, or their kid gets a little bit of attention early and then they're just there for their kid, and then they've never had a basketball experience in their life, and they're trying to live through their kid. My dad has never been like that. My dad has played the game. He has the game figured out, and he would always tell me, like when we were younger, sometimes I wouldn't get a lot of playing time or different things would happen, stuff happens with AAU basketball, and he'd always tell me, like, your time is gonna come. It's gonna take time, so don't even stress it. So having a figure like him, him never being involved in stuff he shouldn't be involved in, him staying from the sidelines and not trying to live his basketball career through me, it's been a blessing, and so he's always been in my ear telling me different things that basketball players need to know, and that's where some of my IQ comes from involving basketball. Him being able to actually play the game and knowing and having knowledge for the game, having a good feel for the game, talking to him after every game, telling me what I need to improve on, telling me what I have to do in college to play, stuff like that. It's just like I said, I hit the lottery with my parents and super thankful for him.
Yeah, sorry to put you on the spot. Is there any like specific example of something he taught you, like a little intricacy of the game, or you're watching a game on TV or something that he taught you?
Shoot, there's a whole bunch of stuff, and sometimes he goes a little overboard trying to tell me what he did back in the day. So I mean, there's He's taught me a whole bunch since I was little. I think the main thing that he talked to me that sticks with me to this day, like, I don't need to worry about anyone else. I just got to worry about myself. And like I said earlier, like, he always tells me my time is going to come. Like, don't have to worry about anyone else. Just worry about myself, play the game, play the right way. And, my time will come.
And is there anyone that's like that you watch that you kind of model your game after, whether it's a long forward that's got skill like at the college or NBA level that you kind of model?
I don't necessarily like model my game after them, but two players that I really like their game, Kevin Durant and Aaron Gordon. Kevin Durant, we all know Kevin Durant, in my opinion, is the best player in the league. I don't know how he's going to be after his injury, but for him to be 7 foot and do the things that he does is amazing. Like, it's crazy to me. I think he's unguardable. And then Aaron Gordon, a lot of people see him for his athleticism, but if you really break down his game, he can do it all. He can pick and pop. He can get to the basket. He can do everything at like a 6'9" and kind of wider frame. And I've been following him since he was a sophomore in high school when he went to Archbishop Mitty, NorCal kid. So I've been following him for a while.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Okay, Joey.
Hey, Coleman, I'm sorry. I just had a quick follow-up. You were talking about, like, you know what you're able to do. You don't get too worried about, if your name's being talked about a lot or not a lot. There seems to be a confidence in that. Where does that confidence in yourself come from?
I think it's just like I said, like, just knowing that I can do these things and knowing that I'm going to get better. And that's what me and my dad talk about too. He always tells me, like I said, my time will come. So between him and then just me knowing the things that I can do, I've experienced a whole bunch of different things. I've experienced different things with players on teams, different, unique situations that other people haven't dealt with. And I've gotten through them. And yeah, just my dad and just knowing the things that I can do. Those are two things right there. I kind of use that as motivation.
Is that something that you've always had, or did you kind of grow into it as you started to accumulate these experiences and get further into your basketball career?
I mean, it started, like I said, it started young, like back in the day in Sacramento, like on an AAU team where a player's dad is the coach. So I'm on the bench, and we all deal with that. The player's dad is the coach, and then I'm sitting on the bench, and then the son's getting all the playing time, getting all the credit, getting everything, and then it translates to high school where you're playing with these ranked players, but they don't know how to play the right way. So you're kind of stuck on a team where you want to play the right way, but you can't play the right way with these people. And there's many different things, especially AAU high school basketball, that you got to deal with, that you got to overcome. And I've been fortunate enough to overcome these things and learn the right way from these things.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
All right, Coleman, I'm going to close this one out. Do you have any favorite jazz musicians?
I know Coleman Hawkins. Coleman Hawkins. Yeah.
Good answer. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, Coleman, we appreciate all your time. You've got 5 minutes to be ready for Fletch, so we appreciate it. Thanks, everybody.